Hello YouTubers, how's everybody doing today? In today's video is going to be how many moons does each planet in the solar system have? So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. So guys, how this is going to work is I'm going to tell you guys one planet at a time from the first planet in the solar system, then to the ninth planet in the solar system, YouTubers, okay? By the way, if you guys would like me to make a second part of this, how many moons does each planet in the solar system have? If you guys want me to make a part 2, let me know guys in the comment section below. If you guys want me to make it a part 2 of how many moons does each planet in the solar system have. So if I make a part 2, what that means is that I'm going to actually include more dwarf planets, by the way. So right now, YouTubers, I have 9 planets right now. 11 if you include the sun and the moon, but I know the sun's not a moon. I believe the sun is a star, and the moon is of course our moon. For Earth. Okay, let's just get started. So by the way, the sun is a star, and it's the hottest thing in the solar system, I believe. So let's start this off. Now I'm going to do my best to pronounce each word correctly. If I don't pronounce a word correctly, correct me in the comments section below. Okay, YouTubers? Okay. So by the way, the first planet of the solar system is Mercury. So Mercury is the first planet of the solar system. So according to 2 sources, Mercury has no moons. So what that means is there's not even one single moon in Mercury. So it says planet Mercury actually has no moons. The only other planet in our solar system with no moons is Venus. Earth has 1, Mars has 2, and Saturn could have a staggering 82 moons. Mercury and Venus have no moons. Earth, of course, has just 1 moon, Luna. Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. And it says so Mercury is the smallest and closest planet to the sun in the solar system. The orbit is the sun. The orbital period is 87.97 days. The orbital order is 1, and the radius is 1,516 miles. So again, Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. It's the first planet of the solar system. There are 4 inner planets and 4 outer planets. 5 if you include Pluto as a planet, but it's a dwarf planet right now. So next we got Venus. Venus is the second planet in the solar system. So according to 2 sources, Venus has no moons. Again, just like Mercury. Like I said a moment ago about Mercury, the only planets that don't have moons is Mercury and Venus, when I was talking about Mercury just a moment ago at the drop ahead. So the answer is no moons at all. That's right. Venus and the planet Mercury are the only 2 planets that don't have a single natural moon orbiting them. Figuring out why is one question keeping astronomers busy as they study the solar system. Mercury and Venus have no moons. Earth, of course, just has 1 moon, Luna. Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. So, it's the second planet from the sun and the 6th in the solar system in size and mass. And it's the hottest planet, the hottest inner planet, I believe. So, the orbit is the sun. The orbital period is 225 days. The orbital order is 2. The radius is 3,760 miles for Venus. Now we're going to get straight to the third planet in the solar system. Let's see if I can get to the third planet. So the third planet of the solar system is Earth. So the third planet, YouTubers, the third planet of the solar system is Earth from the sun. So Earth has one moon only. So it says moon. The moon is Earth's only proper natural satellite. At 1/4 the diameter of Earth, comparable to the width of Australia, it is the largest natural satellite in the solar system relative to the size of its planet, and the fifth largest satellite in the solar system, overall larger than any dwarf planet. So the orbit is Earth. The orbital period is 27.32 days. The orbital order is 1. The radius is 1,080 miles. You know, YouTubers, that did you know that astronauts have been to the moon before and landed on the moon? The thing is that in space, is that do you know there's actually no gravity in space? Gravity helps us keep us down on the ground so we don't float. If there's no gravity, we'll float like in space. Again, space has no gravity. It's very high up. So I believe Earth has 365 days in a year, I believe. So it says, without the moon, a day on Earth would only last 6 to 12 hours. It is the second brightest object in the sky after the sun. The moon is the second distant satellite in the solar system after Io. Oh, an astronaut's footprint could stay that way forever on the moon since there is no water or wind on the moon's surface. We'll get to that in a little bit, YouTubers. So there are 4 inner planets, by the way. So by the way, we are on an inner planet because Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun. Okay. So Mars is the 4th planet from the sun. Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. They were both discovered in 1877 by Ashe Hall at the Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C. Moons of Mars. The 2 moons of Mars are Phobos and Deimos. They are irregular in shape. Both were discovered by American astronomer Ashe Hall in August 1877 and are named after the Greek mythological twin characters Phobos, fear, and Deimos, terror and dread, who accompanied their father Ares into battle. Ares, god of war, was known as the Romans as Mars. So Mars, by the way, has 2 moons, has an extra moon than Earth. And again, Mars is the last inner planet from in the solar system, I believe. By the way, I think there's like 18 planets, but I don't know exactly all the 18 planets. In the part 2, if you guys want me to make the part 2, as I said again earlier, if I make a part 2, guys, I will tell you guys the extra dwarf planets and tell you guys how many moons they have. Surprisingly, it doesn't say how many orbits there are, and orbital. It doesn't say how many orbits, orbital period, orbital order, and radius, and how many miles there are about Mars. The thing is that Mercury, Venus, and Mars have like the same color. It's like orange, like orange reddish, and like kind of tan and brownish color. So Mercury has like this, maybe like this let's see, images. Mercury has like this like this yellow oranges, like this yellow orange color. Like, it's a combination of 2 colors. It's like a mix of a combination of yellow and orange. It's like, the color is like yellow-orange for Mercury. And Venus is like orange-yellowish. And Mars is like, red-orange. Like a red-orange color for, Mars. Now let's move on to the fifth planet. So now, guys, when we move on to the fifth planet, it's going to be an outer planet. So Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun and the largest in the solar system. So according to 6 sources, Jupiter has 79 moons. Combined, scientists now think Jupiter has 79 moons. There are many interesting moons orbiting the planet, but the ones of most scientific interest are the first 4 moons discovered beyond the Galilean satellites. Jupiter has 79 moons, 53 of which have been named and 26 which have no name. The planet can support so many moons because its size and mass give it gravitational stability. This means asteroids near Jupiter are either put in and destroyed or go into orbit. So the orbit is the Sun. The orbital period is 11.86 years. The orbital order is 5, and the radius is 43,441 miles. We'll get to also extra facts in a little bit until I get straight into the 9 planets, okay? So guys, I'm not actually going to be able to tell you guys the 79 moons because there's just too many. If you guys also want me to make a video of me telling each planet names of the moons, leave it in the comment section below if you'd like me to do that or not. Okay? Jupiter, by the way, has like this red spot on it. It's like it has like this red spot or something. I don't know what it's like it's a shaped like a circle or something, I believe. I don't know what it's called, but if you guys know, leave it in the comment section below. Okay. The next planet is the Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun and is the 2nd largest planet in the solar system. So, by the way, Saturn has 82 moons. So Saturn has 82 moons. 53 moons are confirmed and named, and another 29 moons are awaiting confirmation of discovery and official naming. So the thing is that you may notice that Jupiter looks like it doesn't have any rings around it, but maybe it does. Maybe it's just, I think the reason why it's not noticeable is because it's gas. That's why. So the orbit is the Sun. The orbital period is 29.44 years. The orbital is 6. The radius is 36,184 miles for Saturn. The thing that I noticed, I think Saturn actually has like 3 extra moons than Jupiter. Surprisingly, it's smaller. So surprisingly, I'm kind of surprised, guys, that Saturn is smaller than Jupiter, but it has more moons. Surprisingly, it has 3 extra moons than Jupiter, because the thing is that Saturn is like a little smaller than Jupiter, but it has more moons than Jupiter because Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Okay, now I guys have a fun fact about Uranus. In just a minute, hold on, guys. So, according to Uranus, sources, Uranus has 27 moons. So it says Uranus has 27 moons that we know of. 5 of the moons are large and the rest are much smaller. The 5 large moons are called Miranda, Ariel, Numenbarial, Titania, and Orbeon. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So, the orbit is the Sun for Uranus. The orbital period is 83.96 years. The orbital order is 7, and the radius is 15,759 miles. It's also the coldest planet in the solar system, I believe. And do you know, here's the fun fact. Do you know, guys, Uranus actually orbits sideways instead of going around in a circle from the sun? It orbits sideways. Like, if there's gonna be like life on one day on Uranus, like everything's gonna be like all like I can imagine, guys, if Uranus had life there, I can imagine we might be all sideways if there is life on Uranus, but there isn't. It has like this brightish bluish color. Next we got the 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 eighth planet of the solar system. The eighth planet of the solar system is Neptune. So by the way, Neptune has 14 moons. The largest moon is Triton. Triton is slightly smaller than Earth's moon and has active volcanoes which erupt like geysers and eject nitrogen frost over the surface. That's funny, YouTubers. It's kind of surprising that Neptune is a cold planet, but it has volcanoes on the moon. Isn't that crazy, YouTubers? So, now we got a paragraph about the moons of Neptune. Moons of Neptune. The planet Neptune has 14 known moons, which are named after for minor water deities in Greek mythology. By far the largest of them is Triton, discovered by William Lassell on October 10th, 1846, 17 days after the discovery of Neptune itself. Over a century passed before the discovery of the second natural satellite, Neurid. Neptune's outermost moon, Neso, which has an orbital period about 26 Julian years, orbits farther from its planet than any other planet in the solar system. From its planet than any other moon in the solar system. Again, it's surprising, guys. How can a cold planet have volcanoes? It's like cold and hot at the same time. If a moon has volcanoes, it's crazy, isn't it? The thing is that Uranus and Neptune look the same because they have the same color. It's just because Uranus has like this more brightish color, and Neptune is more dark and blue. Like the blue of Neptune, the eighth planet in the solar system, it's like more dark and blue. It's like dark blue than Uranus. And it's further than Neptune. Surprisingly, Neptune is not as cold as Uranus, actually. Now, last but not least, we got a dwarf planet, which is... So the ninth planet of the solar system is Pluto. So according to two sources, yes, as of 2013, Pluto has 5 known moons. In order of distance from Pluto and Charon, they are Charon, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, and Hydra. The largest of Pluto's moon is called Charon. How many moons does Pluto have? Pluto, a dwarf planet, has 5 known moons. They are in order of distance from Pluto, Charon, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, and Hydra. The largest of Pluto's 5 moons is Charon. Charon, like Charon. Pluto minor planet designation 134,340. Pluto is a dwarf planet in the Kuiper Belt, a ring of bodies beyond the orbit of Neptune. So the orbits is the Sun. The orbital period is 247.78 years. The orbital order is 9. Radius is 736 miles. It says, since 2006, per the International Astronomical Union, planetary satellite. Sorry, guys. Let me just Certeria. Pluto isn't considered a planet because it hasn't cleared the neighborhood around its orbit of other objects. So, by the way, Pluto is even further than Neptune, actually, because it's the ninth planet of the sun. The higher the number of the planet from the sun is, the further the planet away from the sun is. The lower the number the planet is from the sun, the closer the planet is to the sun. I think before they said Pluto had no moons. But I'm kind of curious, guys. Does Pluto have any moons? I'm sorry, guys. What am I talking about? Let me just go back to the drawing board and repeat it. I'm just kind of curious, guys. Does Pluto have a ring around the planet? That is kind of that I've never thought that before until now. Does Pluto have a ring around the planet itself? If you guys know, please leave it in the comments below. Because last time in the past, it said there were no moons in the past. It's like funny, sometimes the planet has moons, and sometimes the planet has no moons. By the way, I believe each of these planets have they have an orbital distance, a gravity, and a surface area. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go from Mercury and then end with Pluto. So the orbital distance for Mercury is 35.98 million miles. The gravity is 3.70. The gravity is 3.70 for Mercury, and the surface area is 28.88 million square miles for Mercury. Then now for Venus, the orbital distance is 67.24 million miles. The gravity is 8.87. And the surface area is 177.7 million square miles for Venus. Now, let's go to Earth. The orbital distance is 238,855 miles. The gravity is 1.62. The distance to Earth is 238,855 miles for Earth. Then Mars, if we go to Mars, that's surprising. It doesn't say, actually. If it does have, YouTubers, if you guys know, does Mars have an orbital distance, gravity, and a distance to Earth? If you guys know if it does have an orbital distance, gravity, distance to Earth, if it does or does not, leave it in the comments below. Since Mars looks like it doesn't say about it, we'll just skip Mars for right now, okay? So Jupiter, again, is the fifth planet in the solar system. The orbital distance is 483.77 million miles. The gravity is 24.79. Surface area is 23.71 billion square miles for Jupiter. Then Saturn, the orbital distance is 890.78. Excuse me. The orbital distance for Saturn is 890.7 million miles. The gravity is 10.44. The surface area is 16.49 billion square miles for Saturn. Then Uranus has let's see here. Like 1 second. Uranus has the orbital distance is 1.79 billion miles. The gravity is 8.69. The gravity is 8.69. Surface area is 3.12 billion square miles. And hold on, guys, give me like 1 second. Sorry, guys, hold on 1 second. So the orbital distance again is 1.79 billion miles. The gravity is 8.69. Gravity is 8.69. Surface area is 3.12 billion square miles. I don't know why it doesn't say Okay, guys, just forget it. I don't know what I was talking about, guys. Hold on. Then we go to Neptune. Um, that's surprising and shocking. Neptune doesn't have a orbital distance, gravity, and a surface area. It's because maybe it's so far from the sun that it doesn't even have one. Orbital distance, gravity, and a surface area. Now if we get to go to Pluto, the gravity is 0.66 for Pluto. Surface area 6.43 million square miles, and the orbit is the sun. The thing is that I think if you guys, again, as I said, does Pluto have a ring around it? Because even though it's not considered a planet, does it have a ring around it? And there's also something called the Kuiper belt. That, YouTubers, I don't know about. If you do guys know about it, let me know, guys, in the comments below, because I know there's like another 9 planets that I know of. But the thing is that I don't know exactly how many moons they have. So according to me, Saturn to me has the most moons of all. Then the second planet that has the most moons would be Jupiter. The third planet that has the most moons would be Uranus. The fourth planet that has the most moons is Neptune. Then the fifth planet that has the most moons is Mars. And then the sixth planet that has the most moons is Earth. And last but not least, the seventh planet that has the least moons, the seventh planet that has the most least moons would be Mercury and Venus, by the way. The funny thing is that when I'm looking at Mercury, it has like the same exact color as the moon almost, but it has like a white blackish color. Because the moon, it's like a little bit more like, it's like more, like silver whitish color. It's like a silver whitish black color. I'm also kind of curious, guys, when did an astronaut leave a footprint on the moon? Again, it could stay that way forever, or maybe not, but most likely it might stay there forever. Again, the moon is a natural satellite. I don't know, guys. How does the rover take photos on Mars? If you guys know, also, how did they get the rover on land on Mars without a human going onto Mars? How did they do that? How did they get the rover to go on the land of Mars? Let me say a little bit more specific. So, let me just go back to the drawing board. How did someone get the rover on the land of Mars? By putting it there without someone going there on the land of Mars. How did they do that? Like, how did they do that, YouTubers? Putting a rover on the land of Mars if no one was there, even when they put the rover there. Yeah, YouTubers, I don't know exactly how they did that, YouTubers. Well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, rate, like, and dislike, comment below. Be a number one fan, as you always know it. Peace out. Any last words for me to say? I don't think I have anything else to say, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on Friday.